Well, good afternoon. I'm Dick Johnson, CEO here at West River Electric, and I thought I'd give a brief update on what's been happening the last couple of days and kind of tell you what's going to happen moving forward for what we do know. What we are as West River Electric and a cooperative, along with all the other cooperatives in Basin, we're a member of what's called the SPP, or Southwest Power Pool. It's a regional transmission organization that controls the transmission and generation within about a 16-state area. Comes pretty much from Canada clear to Texas, including Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. And we're a part of that larger network that helps us deliver and also receive power during a normal situation. What has exacerbated the situation the last couple of days is the matter of the storms down south, and the very cold temperatures there, and snow and ice, and then compounded with record lows up here in the Midwest and North and South Dakota. On Sunday, we were notified that SPP had some concerns about future power supply given the icing and lack of wind resources, and had begun to ask, that we may have to end up with rolling blackouts of some sort. We never expected that. It's something brand new to us, unprecedented. My 27 years of being in the utility industry had never seen it in our area at all. Then on Monday there was more conversations. I do know some Nebraska public utilities had done some rolling blackouts in order to curtail load, and they went into what SPP called an EE3 level, which is an emergency level, and they're forced to shed load. Just for a little bit of a quick background, SPP has the entire load portfolio, but there's a margin or reserve that they have to keep, required to by the reliability coordinators nationally. And what happened there is anytime that reserve is eaten up, if something happens on a transmission line, an outage on a plant, anything of that nature that's unexpected, there's that reserve to pick it up to keep the power flow going and not bring the entire grid down. Well, as an example, then this morning they hit that margin was eaten up. They contacted our main transmission supplier, Western Area Power, WAPA, and instructed them to shed over 300 megawatts of load in their service area, pretty much North and South Dakota. WAPA had to do it immediately, had no choice. They did not notify us and dropped the Weston Heights substation area and about just shy of 3,000 of our members. And they were off about 50 minutes. They also dropped substations at Murdo, West Central Electric, I should say, and also some in North Dakota, quite a few east of the river as well, and into Minnesota, to help pick up and make that reserve so that SPP got back to the reserve level that they needed within their system. We're hopeful that that was it. We'll see what happens. I would say, tomorrow morning, Wednesday, it could happen again. The weather appears more favorable, which will help. We should get some wind generation to help, and then natural gas hopefully will be running at full supply as well. What's really compounded a lot of it is our baseload generation in the Basin system has been running nonstop, but the wind turbines have not been putting out as much output as they should, and then with that they have backup as natural gas. Well, there's been supply issues with natural gas, considering around the country the amount of cold weather. So of course a lot of homes and businesses are heated with natural gas, and that made the supply short. So that was a little bit of what compounded a lot of it. This morning, from what we're hearing, is that there was a transmission line that brings some additional power into the SPP network that went down or had some constraints, and therefore put some pressure on the system. This afternoon, SPP is at an EE1 level, which is just watch it basically. And when they go to the next level, which is the EE2, we were in that Monday, and we had load controlled Monday morning pretty heavily on our water heaters. I know we had a few calls about people that were maybe home and they got a cold shower at the end, something of that nature. That's a part of our demand response system to try to mitigate our peaks and save money. I just looked it up. We'd saved over $400,000 last year with our load control system, so we tried to utilize that Monday as best we could. Moving forward, I think we're going to have a lot of meetings in the future about where they're at and how they stage these rolling blackouts. The plans are pretty much kept with our transmission provider. We've always had conversation that at some point maybe it could happen, never expecting it to happen this quickly. And so there'll be a lot of discussion on what we do to move forward to especially be able to warn people and for us to know it as well. It's put us on alert that it can happen, as it has around other areas of the country, but we'll see where it heads from here. What I've said several times and in my post, just real quick, I'm not getting political here, but I think it's a matter of it begs the question that nationally we need to look at what our energy needs are. We need to have good baseload generation, whether that be a nuclear, more hydro, more dependable natural gas, carbon capture on coal. I mean, coal is abundant in this northern area, and it would be very helpful. The other issue we run into is if we do have that base load is infrastructure. Example is transmission lines to get it out of here and to the places it needs to go. It costs millions and millions of dollars, and along with the environmental issues and also people that do not want it in their backyard, basically. And so it's a real struggle from that I think our country needs to take a look at and what is our priorities. And I think power is that. And I think this showed that renewables aren't the total answer either. We could have looked at battery storage, but there's not enough when it's 20 below zero to do a lot of battery storage at this point in technology to be able to do that. So anyway, I want to thank our members in the Weston Heights sub area for the unexpected loss of their power. I didn't know it till I got a text from my brother. My power's out. And I said, well, I don't think there's anything out. And then my inbox exploded with outages. So we weren't aware at all either. And, some of that load we could have picked up, but we can't do that. They required that we leave that off for that period of time. And so tomorrow, Wednesday morning, we could have the same thing, 5:30, 6 o'clock till 7:30. That's the peak time for our area, and also SPP when everybody wakes up, gets going, goes and starts their businesses and stuff. So just be aware of that. We hope not, but don't be totally surprised if something should happen. It wouldn't entail our entire system, but again, I would think it would probably entail a small part of our system that they would control. But again, thanks to the members of Weston Heights. I greatly appreciate it. I really do. And I want to say a final shout out to our employees. I can't thank them enough. They walked in here, the power was already off, the phones were ringing off the hook. They stepped right up, every employee from front to back said, what can I do? I'll help, I'll do anything. And they were logging phone calls, they were explaining the situation, they were ready to head out and do anything that they could help with. So we're just blessed as members of West River to have this great group of employees to work with. So hopefully it's not too long, but I appreciate your listening, and hopefully we can move forward with positive power supply. I still maintain we've got the best base load in the country, and I think that today was an anomaly, I'm hoping, but we are definitely will have more discussions, and I will keep the membership updated as we move forward. Well, have a great day, and let's hope it warms up and we can all enjoy some nice spring day and some green grass not too far down the road. Have a great day. Thank you.